Hey everybody, welcome back. So this morning I figured I'd come out here, have a little coffee, and talk to you about a really cool GMRS radio that I have recently been messing with. This is the Alliance made by Retevis. It is the HA1G IP67 waterproof GMRS radio. This thing's got a lot of cool features. Really like the way it feels in my hand, so we're going to try it out and tell you all about it when we come back. All right, folks, welcome back. So I had this new radio that I'm really excited about. I had been looking for a GMRS radio that I could just carry with me every day. I have a ham/GMRS radio in the vehicle, as well as a regular Kenwood ham radio in there. And I wanted to kind of have something that was a little more mobile that I could use around town. And this fits the bill perfectly. It's really nice looking radio, feels great in your hand. For lack of a better word, it feels Motorola-ish. You know, if that's a way to say it. Definitely nice looking radio, you know. You got your dual watch frequencies there. Everything on it is really comfortable, fits in the hand very, very well. And figured I'd have a little coffee this morning with my new coffee cup. Thought you guys would like that. Anyway, this HA1G is an IP67 waterproof radio. It can be used normally where it's wet or dusty. It supports submerging up to 1 meter deep in water for 30 minutes. So you don't have to worry about it falling in the water. If you're in an area where you're going to be around the water a lot, like my previous location in California, something like this would really come in handy. Good for kayaking, boating, whatever. It won't float. It will sink, so you don't want to have it pop out of there. It does have Type-C charging on there, not only for the battery, but the connector to the charger is also a Type-C. Over here, I'll bring the charger out for you to take a look. You got a Type-C charging there, okay? And this is the stuff that comes with it. You'll get a programming cable. Now, the programming cable and the microphone will connect in this manner, okay? These are, I don't know the proper name for it. I forgot it. But they slip in and screw on, okay? And that will be on the side here. The software for this is available from the Retevis site. Super easy to install and use. It was... Some of the software that I get for these radios sometimes is like, oh, you need to install this package. Oh, you need that package. This thing, I just literally unzipped it. Boom, it was ready to run. So very easy to program. This is going to be your charging cable. And I do like when they include these things. Very handy because, let's face it, you're not always going to plug this into a USB charger. Sometimes you're going to need to plug it into the wall. There's your USB plug. Now, I did charge this fully up before the video because we are going to test the range on it. My only disappointment so far is that the antenna is not removable. I will say this. This gets into repeaters that are on the lower Potosi Mountains down there that my other GMRS radios did not get into without a different antenna. So I suspect they engineered the antenna very well without that headache of having to change it. So, you know, for me personally, not a deal breaker. A lot of the GMRS that I use in town here, there's one repeater in town, local, not super busy, but if we need to get on there and talk, you know, people will pop on during the day and, hey, what are you doing? Where are you going? What was that? Did the power go out in your area? That kind of stuff. So it is kind of handy to be able to get into that. Works great. Okay. This does have a 2800 milliamp hour rechargeable battery in there. Okay. So you can recharge this. You can run pretty much all day long, especially on standby. And whenever you need to, just pop the charger right in there. It does come with a belt clip. It's actually a decent belt clip. Doesn't feel cheap like it's going to break. I did have to screw it in, but no big deal. Definitely a nice little radio. So you got 30 GMRS pre-programmed channels in there. 1 through 30, okay, you have your repeater channels in there. You can edit them if you want, or you can use them simplex. I chose to leave them simplex because a repeater goes down, at least the ham in me wants to talk on the output frequency. So I left them in there and added my 3 repeaters that I can hit from this area into this radio. So that's what I did with that, okay? Another nice feature on this is the screen. You have a 1.77 inch, very nice, colorful screen. Your menus, just so many menu settings in here. You have radio settings for all your internal stuff, your zone settings, channel settings. Zone was interesting to me because that's more of a DMR thing you'd see. And you'll just scan through these, your signaling, emergency. This does have an emergency transmit too. So if you want to, you can go in there and set up your emergency. So if you're hiking with somebody else and you're in a situation where you may want to let them know you're in an emergency, you can push through it and start it up using that button up top, and it will transmit what you set up to transmit. You do have call tones in here. You have an FM radio in here, actually. And I can turn it on. Let's see. Nope, I have the volume down. So there you go. You have an FM radio on there. Don't want to get a copyright strike messing with it. So you see all the settings on this thing. I mean, there's just so much. You have your weather. Okay. Let me see if I can pick up the... It's in here somewhere. Was picking it up. We don't necessarily get the best reception on the Weather Channel, but it was picking it up. You could barely hear it, but it's kind of staticky. Might just be band conditions this morning, because when I did this before, it worked very well. So those are all your settings in the menu. When you're done with the menu, you're going to hit exit to exit. That's simple. Really nice radio. Very, very well made, it feels. It just feels like it can take a beating. It's not... doesn't feel like it's going to break apart on you if it falls or drops. Now, it does have dual standby, okay? So this can effectively stand by on 2 channels at the same time, so you won't miss what's going on. I have it on a repeater, and I have it on channel 1. We're going to be testing channel 1. I'm going to drive about a mile down the road. I have my GMRS rig installed here. I'm going to see what this radio sounds like on it with an external antenna. It's a decent little GMRS radio. It does have a VFO mode, so you can enter a frequency manually. You can monitor, okay? 136 to 174. So you can monitor ham 2 meters. It won't transmit on it, but you can monitor it. That's kind of cool if you're a ham, and maybe you're talking to your friends on GMRS, but you want to keep an eye on 2 meters for what's going on during an event. Kind of handy. All right. You do have the CTCS and DCS codes, so you can put any kind of code in there you need to for your local repeaters. You have the sub PTT keys on the bottom here, so they will allow you to the AM FM radio and the weather. Unfortunately, the weather station isn't coming in now for this video, but you get the idea, and you can set which one you want. I might want to put it on 4, because I know 2 and 4 both work out here. And you do have a NOAA weather alert, so you have 12 different channels, and you can set it on. If you notice, there's a small little icon on the top here, that W. And that W means that the weather alert is on. So if something happens, an emergency storm activation, whatever, it will set the radio off and let me know. So what I want to do with this is demo it. Like I said, I'm going to go about a mile down the road. We're going to key it up. I'm going to put you over by my radio table on the other side of the room here. And I'm just going to let the GMRS radio sit there, and I'm going to talk on it and see how it sounds about a mile down the road. And we're just going to edit the video. I'm going to cut it, edit it, and you can hear what it sounds like. So let me move you over there, get it set up, and then we'll see what it sounds like. I do apologize for the darkness over here. This is my home base GMRS radio mounted in my radio table here. This is the Retevis R886, I believe. And I have it set to channel 1 with no tones, nothing on it. I'm going to drive down now about a mile down the road. I'm going to get out of the car, transmit. We're going to see what it sounds like. All right, so give me a sec. We're going to edit it here. We're going to cut. And next time you hear it, it'll be me talking on the radio.
Okay, this is WRPS 321. I am testing out this Retevis radio here, the handheld. I've got a mile quarter down the road here, and just testing out the radio to see what it sounds like. Hopefully, it's coming in really good. We'll talk to you in a minute. I'm going to come back inside, and we're going to see what it sounded like.
So that was pretty darn good, gotta say. I went, normally where I go to test my radios is down by where I do a little FM low power FM radio station show here on Monday nights, and I will drive down that area. It's about 1.2 miles down, and it's kind of a straight shot to my house, but it gives me some range and let me see. And I listened back to the video, because I always listen to it to make sure everything worked. And I got to say, that was actually really impressive. That's a nice little radio. For getting around town, talking around to your local repeaters, no problems whatsoever with the antenna. Even for getting into repeaters that were kind of more difficult to get into with stock antennas on other GMRS radios I've tried, that one gets into them just fine. So, got to say, it's an impressive little radio. Feels really, really good in my hand. And I like it. I think it's going to be living on my second Radio Shack out here. I have one in the house, and I'm slowly building one out here. So I think it will do very well out here. So definitely pleased with it. So all in all, I'll give you some quick information and get it back up on the table. This does support the Type-C charging. We showed you that. You got 30 GMRS channels, 220 customizable channels total. You can monitor 136 through 174 and 400 through 480, but you can only transmit on the GMRS part of the band, okay? 1.77-inch color backlit display, really nice display on it too. It really stands out. Even here where it's kind of dark, you can see that standing out. Does have the NOAA weather alerts, your standard CTCS and DCS tones. It does support splitting the CTCS and DCS tones as well. You have selectable high and low power for the channels that are allowed with high power on them. You do have a wide and narrow bandwidth you can select from. You do have a backlit keypad, which is really nice. And I have it set to not turning off, so I just have it set like that. I'm not worried about battery conservation for this. You will have a low battery alert. You have the NOAA weather radio and the FM radio. Definitely a cool rig. Let me put it back on the table. I'll show you where you can get it and tell you what the price is. So this is going to run you while it's on sale, $65.99. You're going to save $30 or minus 31% off. Normally they're $95.99. Definitely a good deal for a little portable radio, and it's really well made. I like the fact that I don't have to worry about it getting wet. When we have rain out here, at least, it is hard rain. It may only rain for 20, 30 minutes or an hour, but I don't want to be sitting there going, oh, is it getting wet? You know, I'd rather just not worry about it if it gets wet. So it can get wet. It can get dropped. It is a very, very rugged, well-made case all the way around on this. To get your battery out, you're just going to pull down on that section there, slide the battery out. I don't know that there are replacement batteries made for this yet, but, I mean, you know, decent sized battery. You can always recharge it USB-C in your vehicle. Really don't need one. So I'm liking it. I'm really liking the radio so far. And I think it's going to be an awesome radio for just knocking around town, listening to my GMRS repeaters locally here, and seeing what's going on. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. I'm going to put the link down below where you can pick this up. This will be over on Retevis' site, and the direct link will be right there. I'm just showing it to you so you can go over there and check it out. I will tell you what the, I believe it's one more day, a day and a half about, of the sale. So get in on the sale now if you're interested in this radio. And I tell you, GMRS for me just makes sense. It's a $35 fee. You pay it, and the next day or two, you get your license in the email and in your email. That simple. You print it out, stick it on the wall, and you're federally licensed. There you go, done. No tests to take, no hassles, and your family can use your call sign as well. So if you want to talk to, say, your wife or significant other at home, you can do that using GMRS. You can sit there and talk to them. They can talk to you back. And you can both be under the same call sign. You might be Unit 1, they might be Unit 2, but you'll be, you know, WRPS. Mine's WRPS 321 for mine. Definitely think it's an awesome deal. Get in on it while you can. I'm going to be using this a whole lot more now. I love the feel of it. That's the thing for me. And I thank you guys for watching. Link for that will be down below. Below that is our Amazon affiliate store, folks. If you want to support this channel and help us out, all you got to do is use that link to shop. Doesn't cost you anything. All right? You just shop using that link, and helps us bring you cool, interesting gear. I use that, whatever I make off that, to go right back into the channel to buy cool and interesting stuff to review for you guys. Not everything I get is free, okay? Just so you know. Matter of fact, I'm looking right at a stove that I'm going to be reviewing in a little while that I bought recently. Below that is our freeze-dried wholesalers link, okay? Do definitely check them out. You can save 15% using that link, okay? And I countlessly hear these people telling me, oh, I saved $200, I saved $500 using your link. Because when you use the link, you'll add everything to your cart, you go to checkout. When you go to checkout, you will see my discount up there, show you what it was, just for using the link. Below that is our My Patriot Supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com. We have amazing deals on food there. If you want to get stocked up quickly, and you don't have anything, and you just started watching me, and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? You can get a 3-month kit right off the bat, 3-month kit, $200 off using that link right there. So definitely check them out as well. Our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store, give it a try, see if you like it. It's really good, clean, healthy, freeze-dried food. I thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Stay safe and stay prepared.